take a look at this green strip of paper that I have. Okay, I'm going to hold it up. So look down at Miss Molnick's down in the little corner. I'm holding this piece of paper. So this is one whole strip of paper. I am going to take this paper and I'm going to fold it in half. So now I have two parts, one half, one half. These are things that we learned probably many, many years ago. So this is one half of the strip. Here is where I folded it, and here is the other half. And we know that one half and one half equals one whole. So I'm just going to use my strip of paper to help me draw a number line. So here we go. If you don't have a strip of paper at home, that's perfectly fine. And look, Miss Mullenix can't even stay on the line. That's okay. We may just need to, there we go. So I have drawn a number line, and we want to label our number line. The very beginning of our number line is 0, okay? I'm going to label my whole numbers above the number line and my fractions below the number line. So I have 0, and then way over here, remember I said this is one whole strip of paper, and so my 1 goes there. Now, let's put one tick mark right here in the middle according to where I folded my paper. And now when I take that away, this was just to kind of help me partition my number line correctly. Below the 0, remember this number line is split into 2 equal parts or into halves. On the number line here, we would write 0 halves. And as we're walking along the number line, I have arrived at 1 half. I have walked 1 half of the way along the path to get to 1 whole. So here's 1 half. Now I have walked 2 halves. Here's 1 part, here's my second part, 2 parts. So we can already see that 1 is equivalent to, there's our equivalent, 1 is equivalent to 2 halves. Cool. Now, here comes the fun part. Let's look at some area models or some fraction models. What I want you to do is very neatly take up 2 lines, and we're going to draw as close to a square as we can. We're going to draw 2 squares that are identical. We're going to get as close to the same size squares that we can. Remember, you can pause the video and do this, okay? So the first thing we want to do is divide our area models or our fraction models in half. Wait a minute, back up, Miss Mullenix. This square represents 1 whole, okay? This square represents 1 whole, just like on our number line from 0 all the way to the end represents 1 whole, okay? So from here to here is 1/2. Let's go ahead and divide or split each of these boxes in half vertically. Let's shade in, let's just work on the first box first. Very lightly, we want to shade in the left half of our fraction model. Okay? This fraction model represents 1/2. Let's go ahead and write that in numbers down at the bottom. 1/2. Let's do the same with our second fraction model. Divide it vertically into 2 equal parts, and we're going to shade in one part to represent the fraction 1/2. Piece of cake. Now, I wonder what would happen if we drew one horizontal line through this fraction model. Let's think about what just happened. How many shaded parts do I have now? I have 2 shaded parts. But wait a minute, let's think about it. Did the amount of the shaded area change, or did it stay the same? It stayed the same. We have the same amount. These 2 fraction models are equal or equivalent, okay? So, I've drawn a line to separate this fraction model horizontally. How many shaded parts do I have now? 2. And how many parts do I have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I wonder what that means. Very interesting. What happened? Now, this is the fun part. This is what Ms. Mullinex loves. This goes back to the sprint that you did at the beginning. Okay? When we drew this line, what we actually did with our numbers is we multiplied the numerator by 2, and we multiplied the denominator by 2. 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. Interesting. You just wait till the next slide.